You are watching Wheels on Sling HD. Today we are at the circuit at Tuas. This is Singapore's first motorsport circuit especially built for racing purposes. I'm Chuck Schreiner and we'll be bringing you all the mind-blowing action on this 25,000 square meter circuit you see right there. Now, Supermoto is an evolution of motocross and road racing. The motorcycles used are frequently custom-created combinations of off-road motorcycles and road racing tires known as Supermoto bikes. Get a good look at some of them there, and the mechanics that keep things going. A lot of times the mechanics are also the riders. They're lined up perfectly for you. You can see what we were talking about. Some of these are customized, some of them personalized. All right, let's look at the championship point system. First place will earn 25 points. Position of ninth, 13 points. Second, 22. Third, 20. Fourth, 15, and so on down the line. As the race officials get ready to talk about the rules and regulations that will be governing this next heat, this first heat. As we look at the standings so far, Shaw leading the way now in round one. Heat 2, he scored 25 points. Round 2, 22, so he leads the way. Number 6 position, Suleiman bin Ahmed, followed by Shaiful Bahari. And the other riders there for you. Let's look at the rules. Maximum of 15 bikes, best time to qualify and determine starting grid position. Riders need to complete 15 laps in each heat, and a warm-up lap for the start of each heat. Trophies will be awarded to first through position 5 competitors. So those are the rules governing today's race as we get ready to wave the riders up to the starting line. And the Supermoto DRZ Championship is already in its third round. We check out the riders list: Kimura Ryoto, Angelo Nyo, Shaw, Shaiful Bahari, Mohammed Saifullah also at the line, and they are just about ready to get started here. Racers start to gear up their bikes and get ready to go. And they're lined up at this starting line, and away they go. What a roar. Competitors here, number 69, you want to keep an eye on him. Kimura Ryoto, the 29-year-old, there he is right there, taking the early lead. Also another rider to look out for, number 57, Angelo Nyo. And he'll be on bike number 18, but right now it's Ryoto off to the early lead. Number 21 will be Shaw. He's a 48-year-old rider, riding for over 30 years. Number 46, Shaiful Bahari. Also a contender, number 82, Mohammed Saifullah. As we keep our eyes right now on Ryoto, he is the pacemaker earlier on. 99 is Mohammed Shukar Yahya, and he will be another racer in this race. So we have 6 competitors off at the starting line. Now watch the way they take these curves, trying to get to the apex or the shortest distance on the curve, whether it be from the left side or the right side. And Ryoto still out in the lead right now. He has led from the get-go. Fantastic body positioning there by the veteran 29-year-older. Watch him shift the weight on his bike depending on where he is on the course. Very, very important balance on these bikes. Good shot of it right there. Great camera work. Coming off the straight there, positions after lap 2. Ryoto, number 69, in the lead. Shaw in second, followed by Nyo, Bahari, Mohammed Saifullah, and Mohammed Shukar Yahya leading up the rear here. But right now it is all Kyoto as he is blistering this course. Look at him pull back on the bike after he finishes the straight. Revving down just a bit, coming off that turn very wide, getting in position for the next one. And the rider's way behind him right now. Ryoto. Super Motard as we look at the leaders so far after lap 3. In fact, it is Ryoto, Shaw, Angelo Nyo, Shaiful Bahari, Mohammed Saifullah, and Mohammed Shukar Yahya, who is yet to finish a lap yet, but you can see the first 4 on their way on that 4th lap. 5th and 6th place riders way back in the pack right now. Some interesting information on Ryota. Once did a long-distance traveling road trip from Singapore to Bangkok with his friends. And before the Supermoto Championship, Ryota had stopped racing for 7 years, so getting back into it and apparently doing very, very well. He rides every Sunday here at the circuit, even if it isn't a race day. And we are done with 4 laps right now. Ryota still in the lead with Shaw and Neo, followed by Bihari, and the 5th and 6th place riders not changing at all. In 1998, he was a street champion of the South Area Championship of Japan. In 1999, that's when he made the switch to GP 125 and moved to Singapore in 2001 in November after he won the GP 125 West Japan Series. And here are the results after lap number 4. Ryota, Shaw, Neo, Bahari, Sayafullah, and Yahya. All right, we're going to step back, pay some bills, and we'll be right back for more of the race in just a minute. Don't go away. This is Sling HD. Straight from Tuas, and we are at Heat 1 of the Supermoto DRZ Round 3 Championship, and of course leading the pack as he has been from the get-go is Kimura Ryota. There he is right there, number 6'9". Straight up on his bike right now. Now watch the lean. Great use of balance and skill. Pushes forward as he hits the straightaways, and the other riders in his wake right there. We'll talk about them perhaps a little bit later, but the man of the hour right now, the man from Japan, Ryota, who is leading the way, setting the pace for these other riders. And this is the position after lap number 6. Shaw in 2nd place, followed by Angelo Nyo, Bahari, and Mohammed Sayafullah, and Yaha, who is trailing. In fact, never even finished a lap. And there is the man of the hour right there, who started racing at the age of 13 with a mini bike, a 50cc bike. So at the age of 17, he started to race competitively in the street racing scene over in Japan. As we said, moved over here in 2001. In fact, took a 7-year break from the sport and regained his vigor for the sport, his passion for it. And here he is again, not quite at the age of 30. Confirmation of the results right now. Ryota on his 7th lap right now. Shaw in 2nd place, almost a full 2 behind him, followed by Angelo Nyo and Bahari and Sufayula, who is 7.4 back. But right now, this guy right here is just motoring along. In 1999, he switched to the GP 125 series. Of course, right now he's riding a much bigger bike. And we ask him what his favorite local food is, and believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, durian tops his list. Very unusual for an expat to embrace durian, the national fruit here. And we have finished 8 laps right now. Ryota still holding that commanding lead over Shaw and Neo. There's Shaw coming into your picture right there. Almost a full 2 seconds back. Very, very tough to make up that sort of a ground, especially with the way Ryota is driving at the moment. Pedal to the metal, full board ahead, and you have to wonder if anybody has a chance. It would take a very, very big misstep for Ryota not to clean up right now. He has customized his bike to suit his purposes, the way he rides. Every rider drives differently. There he is again. And into lap 9 right now. Ryota, no change right there. In fact, his lead over Shaw is just about the same too. Widened just a little bit over Nyo, a couple tenths of a second. Bahari making up just a little bit of ground in 4th place. But right now, he is off and running. Hot as a pistol right now, Ryota is. And some of the other guys, Shaw, remember, is 48 years of age, so he's been riding for over 30 years, doing very well in this race, to only be in 2nd place right behind our leader, Kimura Ryota. Angelo Nyo is in 3rd place. And he is 51 years of age, so a lot of veterans here in this particular heat. After 10 laps, Kimura Ryota still leads. Shaw, Neo, Sayafula, Bahari now slipping back to 5th, so bit of a change there towards the end of the pack. But the top 3 remain the same. They are getting along this track very well on a cloudy day here in Singapore. Perfect day for racing. You can see the other course on the inside of the tarmac here. He heads for another apex. And the other riders trying to catch on. Well, Shaw and Neo at least are on their 10th lap. All right, we're going to step back, pay some bills. We'll be right back in just a moment. Ryota. Championship round 3, and there is your leader, Kimura Ryota. He's led from the get-go. Second place, Shaw. Now he is 1.839 seconds back. Neo a distant third, and it's been this man right here on this bike. Number 69, he has been leading throughout this race. And really leading with a substantial margin. Anything over a half a second would be considered pretty good in this type of a race, on this type of a track. Tarmac very smooth. We have a cloudy day out today. And there you see some of the also-rans. That happened to be number 82, Mohammed Sayafullah. Here is the positioning after lap number 12. Ryota in the lead, of course. Shaw followed by Neo, Sayafullah in 4th place. Bahari in 5th place. He has dropped back. And Yaha is in the DNF category right now. He will not finish. Experienced troubles along the way, but not this guy here, Kimura Ryota. Living in Singapore now for 7 years, almost 8 years. Doing a little wheel stand there for us, and why not? He has led throughout this race. So a little bit of pre-finish celebrations there for the man from Japan. The other racers coming around that tight curve right there, and that is a place where Ryota really picked up some pace. Okay, so after lap number 13, or the 12th lap into 13, Ryota leading right now by 1.84 seconds over Shaw. Neo in 3rd place, Sayafullah in 4th, Bahari a very distant 5th, and there must be something wrong with his bike. But right now, it has been all Ryota. And this cloudy day here in Tuas. Getting the boot out just in case. Wants to make sure that there are no mistakes that will stop him from crossing the finish line first. He has done an excellent job today on this course. We will try and have some words with him at the end, but there he is. That is after lap number 14. Ryota, healthy lead here of almost 2 seconds over his nearest rival. And look at him motor around that tight curve there. A man who has been at racing for 16 years now, starting out with a lowly 50cc, has really taken this Singapore circuit by storm here and is not too far away from claiming the win here in heat number 1. We would have to look for him to be one of the favorites in heat number 2 as well, but that's for another day. Right now, the celebration for the man from Japan. And there's your confirmation right there. No doubt about it. There is your heat 1 winner, Kimura Ryota from Japan, celebrating his friends over there on the sideline, giving him an applause. Great job by Ryota. He wins heat number 1 very easily. Very classy fashion, very classy rider indeed he is, the 29-year-old. And there he is. All right, confirmation of our results. Ryota winning at 44.109. Shaw in second. See how far these riders were behind him. Neo, Mohammed Sayafullah. In fact, Bahari did not finish. And the other rider did not even start. That's Yaha. All right, here is round 3, heat 1. The total results. Shaw still firmly in first place with 116 points. But look at the 7th, Bahari, who did finish. He gets nothing today. 15, he lies in 7th place. Angelo Neo in 11th place. All right, we have our winner, Kimura Ryoto, for an interview. Let's go over and talk to him.
Very good. Everything, track also, my race, everything is perfect. It's very good track. Yeah, all the tarmac, corner, also everything nice to make. Very need here. Maybe I will do good. Yeah, he do.
Stay tuned for more action at the Supermoto DRZ Championship Round 3 on wheels, only on Sling HD. Your guide to the action. Use are frequently custom created combinations of off-road motorcycles and road racing rims and tires known as Supermoto bikes. And there is a bunch of them right there with mechanics and riders going to work on them right there. Let's look at the point system. First place picking up 25 points, second place 22, third 20, 18, 17, 16, 15, and 14, all the way to 8th place. And 16th, of course, no points as the riders getting last-minute instructions from the race organizers. And they will need to listen very, very, very carefully to this. All right, let's check out the point spread after round 3. After round 3, Heat 1, Shaw in the lead. Going on down the line, Shoffley, Ryoto, Neo, he finished in 3rd place the last time. And there are a maximum of 15 bikes. Best time to qualify and determine starting grid positions. Riders need to complete 15 laps in each heat. Get a warm-up lap before the start of each heat. Trophies will be awarded to 1st and 5th position competitors. So those are your rules, the championship rules for this particular competition. And we're just about ready to get underway for heat number 2. Question is on everybody's mind, can Ryoto do it again? Kimura Ryoto will be number 69, Shaw, who finished 2nd last time, number 21, Neo, number 19, he finished 3rd, and Mohamed Sayafullah, he finished 4th. So the 4th best riders from Heat 1 are at it again here. Remember last heat, heat number 1, we had a couple riders who did not start or did not finish. So all 4 riders at the grid right now getting ready to start things off. Your favorite will be Kimura Ryoto. Watch number 69 in this race. He is a guy to look out for, and they are off. With a course here in Tuas in Singapore, a purpose-built course, as we said before. And there they go. And once again, that man again, Kimura Ryoto. Had an interview with him after the last heat, and he said he thought he had a very good chance of winning the next heat as well. Getting into the apex of this turn. And look at him motor on. He takes the early lead. So once again, Ryoto seemingly the man to beat, but anything can happen. A lot of laps to come up here. And Ryoto steaming ahead right now, though. Seems to have the run of the pack. Shaw and the others wheezing in behind him. There he is, off to that early lead that we talked about. Well, top 3 riders at least staying in contact. That was not the case in the last heat. So perhaps Ryoto will be pushed a little bit more. We certainly hope so. The man from Japan who took a 7-year break has come back with a vengeance in this course here in Tuas, amassing 25 points in that heat number 1. So seemingly the man to beat once again in heat number 2. Firing across there. That's after lap 2. Your results are Kimura Ryoto in 1st place, followed by Shaw number 21, Neo in 3rd, and Mohamed Sayafula, number 4, in the placings right now. So a carbon copy of heat number 1 we're seeing right now in heat number 2, but it is early days yet. We will have to see what happens. Man, oh man, setting the early pace and really widening his lead now. Kimura Ryota of Japan really getting a taste of this circuit. Remember, these riders are free to come out here, not even on race days, and it's obvious that Kimura Ryota has done a good job. He has done his homework. A 1-lap difference, and look at the gap. 5.77 seconds between Ryota and Shaw. Neo, another almost a second and a third adrift back in 3rd place. So that first heat, perhaps giving Kimura Ryota the confidence, and more important than that, the experience that he needs to maybe even make this race a runaway, even more than it was in heat number 1, because you can see how far back these number 2 and number 3 riders are at the moment. Man, oh man. This is all brought to you on Sling HD, high definition track action here on Tuas, on this great racing show called Wheels, and we're certainly looking at the wheels right now of Kimura Ryota, who is just destroying this pack in heat number 2. Off with a vengeance. Look at that balance, agility, weight transference on the bike, so important, especially as you go towards the apex of these turns. Tight left turn right there. Getting his bike to lean left and then right. The other riders, you can see how wide they're taking the turns as opposed to Ryota. There he is right now. Confirmation lap number 5 right now. He has a lap lead on Shaw. All right, we're going to step back, take a break. We'll be right back from Tuas. Welcome back. You're watching Wheels on Sling HD, the channel that brings you high-definition motor action from the circuit here at Tuas. We are currently watching Heat 2 of the Supermoto DRZ Round 3 Championship, Heat number 2, and there is your leaderboard right there. And obviously, Ryota just running away from this. You can see the other riders spread out all over the track. And there's one right there. That's number 21. That's Shaw, our 2nd place rider. Doing a good job there, but as you can see, these guys taking the turns nowhere near the apex that Ryota is. That is a huge reason why he is able to get such a big lead on the other riders in this pack. That and familiarity with the course, and familiarity, of course, with his bike. As he gears down going into that tight right turn there. Crosses the grid. Gets over to that left-hand side. Great camera work there, giving you an idea of the skill that's involved in this. Ryota in lap 7 right now. Shaw has been lapped, and Neo a further second back of Shaw. 22 seconds back for Sayafula. You saw the times right there, so really Kimura Ryota just blistering this track at the moment. You can see Shaw just now getting down that far straightaway. But right now it is all Kimura Ryota. Again, the balance that he is showing. Tough to stop a guy with skills like this. Again, he started racing at the age of 13. He had a 50cc bike back then, and at 17 he started to race competitively. The street races in Japan were his playground. And in 1998, he was a street champion, the South Area champion in Japan. In 1995, he did make the switch to GP 125s. He's moved up a lot since then, but moving to Singapore in 2001, November after he won the GP 125 West Japan Series. He likes Singapore, and he stopped competitive racing, believe it or not, for 7 years to refocus his mind. But nothing wrong with his focus now as we watch him get through this course with ease. Doing a fine job of it right now as well. Shaw Jenham, he's a 48-year-old rider. You saw him whiz by. He's in second place right now, a lap down. Lap number 8 right now, whereas Kimura's in number 9. 9.6 seconds is the difference. Nio a further second back. So not a close race by any stretch of the imagination at the moment. Shaw Denham, we told you, 48 years old, a veteran. And he uses a single cylinder bike, 4-stroke bike. Angelo Nio, he uses a similar type bike also, single cylinder. Nicknamed the Raptor, and he is 51 years of age, so quite an age spread between our first place guy right now, Ryota, 29 years of age, and then the veterans, 48 and 51 years of age, respectively. That may or may not make a difference in this race. Not so much in this sort of a circuit type race as it would out on the open road or a longer type course. Remember, these guys, as we look at Shaw right there in second place, able to get on and practice whenever they need to. Doing a nice job there, Shaw, gearing down. Nice balance. So Shaw, followed quickly by Nio. And there are the race results. Confirmation, Ryota in lap 11, followed by Shaw and Nio. All right, we'll be right back after these messages. Well, welcome back to Wheels on Sling HD, and we are at the tail end of heat number 2 of the Supermoto DRZ Champions, round number 3. And look at the leaderboard right now. Ryota in lap number 11. Shaw, a distant second, 8.55 seconds back. Nio even further back, almost 2 full seconds, 1.8 seconds in back of Shaw. 10.5 seconds almost behind our leader, Kimura Ryota. As he has got the gist of this track from the get-go. In fact, he has come off even a bigger lead right now than he had in the first as we look after lap number 12. Ryota, Shaw, Nio, and Suafala, a very, very distant 4th place. So the battle really between second and third, and even that is a stretch right there as Shaw has widened his lead over Nio. So let's see. Remember, all these places very important because you do accrue points. And Ryota, a relative neophyte to this circuit. Remember, a lot of races have already been run. So I don't know if Ryota will have a chance to win this overall because he was only in heat number 1 and 2, and we are already on round 3. So, but there is confirmation, a lap difference between Shaw and Ryota in 6.886 seconds. Ryota cruising a little bit, but as he's doing this, and perhaps Shaw climbing up a little bit, he has made up a couple of seconds on Ryota. But lap 12, very, very improbable that Shaw would be able to catch the Japanese fighter unless something untoward happens to the bike or the rider. And the way Ryota is going right now, that seems very improbable. After lap 14, Ryota again in the lead, followed by Shaw, Nio, and Suafala, who is way far back. So ending the end of this race. Another lap or so to go for the man from Japan who has adopted Singapore as his home and has done his nation proud by dominating the first 2 heats in this 3rd round. And looks to have plenty in reserve here to finish it up. Pours it on a little bit down that back straight. And that looks to do it. Yes, confirmation. Kimura Ryota is the Heat 2 winner. He does the repeat. He also won Heat number 1. Looking over to his friends. And here comes Shaw in second place. Nyo will finish third. Confirmation winning very easily. A couple of seconds. He did pull up a little bit at the end, and Nyo finishing third. Suafala finishing fourth. But the overall point total, Shaw still comfortably ahead with 138 points. Yayaha, who did not race today, is in second with 80. Ozzy Ben Zainal and Hashin in third and fourth. Angelo Nyo, 40 points today. He did pick up 20 in the last couple of rounds. So nobody is going to catch Kimura Ryota. And here we have a little montage of our winner. With his fine performance, Ryota is the overall winner of this round. Will we be seeing more of the Nippon style in the next race? Well, you're just going to have to stay tuned to see. All right, well, the round may be over, but the championship battle isn't over. Stay tuned for more high-octane action at Circuit in Tuas, Singapore, exclusively on Sling HD, the official broadcaster of the Singapore Easy Championship 2008. Goodbye. Hello and welcome to Supermoto action in high definition all the way from the circuit at Tuas. I'm Chuck Schreiner. Today we'll be watching the riders burn up the asphalt right here on the 25,000 square meter circuit, especially made for motorsports. Now, Supermoto is a crossover of motocross and road racing. The motorcycles used are frequently custom created combinations of off-road motorcycles and road racing rim tires known as Supermoto bikes. All right, today's race, Singapore Easy Supermoto Championship Round 3. Novice and expert combined, heat number 1. There are some of these beautiful bikes on display before the races. The riders and their mechanics get to work, do some last-second adjustments before we get ready to start this race. Beautiful day for racing here in Tuas. And as we look at the championship point system, first place is awarded 25, second 22, third 24th, 18, 17, 16, going all the way down to 16th. And if you happen to finish 16th, I'm sorry, you get no points. Now the race official getting ready to talk to the riders who are getting ready to start today's action. And the novice expert, round 3, heat number 1 will be starting in not too long. Well, let's check out the expert point totals. Kelvin Chow leading the way with 103 points. Follow closely behind Chia. You can see that with 101. Mohammed Sulfin, 105 in the novice group, followed by Ben Shaw with 92. Down at the bottom, Mohammed Mirwan with 43. So a big gap between the last place riders and the first place riders in both of these. Well, check out the rules here. Maximum of 15 bikes. Best time in qualifying determined starting grid position. Riders need to complete 15 laps in each heat. And you get a warm-up lap before the start of each heat. And the trophies will be awarded to the 1st through 5th positions for the competitors. And speaking about competitors, they are getting to the line here in just a moment as the officials will check their names off. And they will be battling to better their places in the overall championship standings. 2 races going on simultaneously. And you're going to see riders of both experts and novice riders putting their skills to the test. 3 expert riders, Esmond, Kevin Chia, we talked about, the overall leader, and Kimura Ryota, another expert. Then you have all the novice riders, and throw a hat around and we'll see who ends up first place with them. So it ought to be very interesting. The experts, of course, with a lot more experience than our novices, as we are just about ready to take off here. And they will be flagged off any second now as they take their place on the grid, revving up their engines and waiting for the final notification, and they are off. Roaring start for these riders. Wow. Listen to them go. And there are your leaders right away. Now, Ryota, an expert rider, remember, he won heat and two. He's 1 and 2, but he is going to have some stiff competition today. But check it out, number 67 in all black, menacing figure he is, Kelvin Chia. He is an expert, and also Kimura Ryota, and Esmond, number 2, also an expert. And look out, number 31 experiencing problems right away with his bike. We'll check on him a little bit later, but doesn't look good. That's Amar bin Omar. But meanwhile, back at the race proper, here's what's going on. Remember, there are 3 expert riders, and the rest of them are novices. 15 started, but it looks like only 14 are going to make it today. And there is your leader right now, that familiar number 69, Kimura Ryota, an expert. But menacingly trailing him is Kelvin Chia. You will notice that he is not only number 67, but he is in all black. The Black Warrior, trailing the Japanese enthusiast. Position after lap 2. Ryota, in fact, in the lead, but look at Chia right on his tail. Now the novice leaders, Salihin, number 146, Kabot, and Faisal, Musa, Merwan, and Shah. And on it goes. So a little bit more crowded field today than we've seen in the past. And right now, it just looks like Chia is stalking number 69, Kimura Ryota of Japan. So 67 and 69 making some headway in this race early on. The novices, you can see, not taking the corners as expertly as these others are. And there is confirmation. Only a 0.2 of a second difference between Ryota and Chia early on here. Salahari, 7 seconds behind him. Esmond laying in 5th place right now, so an expert rider that has been beaten right now early on, at least by a couple of the novices. There's Ryota, the 29-year-old veteran. Kelvin Chia, 36 years old. They are really duking it out here. 500cc bike of Chia buzzing around. Interesting stuff. See how Ryota responds to this challenge of Chia. Sahilin is still in 1st place in the novice division. But these guys, this looks to be a race that may stay this way for a while. Chia right now very content just to stay on the back bumper of his Japanese counterpart here early on in the race. And you can see every once in a while Ryota will take a quick glance back to see where his opponent is. Exciting stuff after heats number 1 and 2 earlier. We saw Ryota just run away and hide from his opponents, and look at this. Check it out right now. 0.2 of a second still separating Ryota and Chia. All right, we're going to step back and pay some bills. We'll be right back for more action in a moment from Tuas. Welcome back. You look at the leaderboard. Ryota still ahead by 0.2 of a second over Kelvin Chia. Esmond has moved up, the other expert rider, but he is a distant 3rd, almost 11 seconds back. Let's check out the leaderboard for the novices. Salihin in 1st place, followed by Kabot and Faisal, Ahmed Faisal, number 8. Finishing up the top 3 for the novices. And meanwhile, these guys dueling it out, number 1 and number 2 in the race so far, number 69 and 67. And Chia in fantastic position right now, just staying to the inside of Ryota, who is trying desperately to stay one up. There they go down the straight right there, number 67 and 69. So Chia looking very, very comfortable right now. Chia, in fact, has a single-cylinder twin-cam engine, fuel injected, of course, a 5-speed gearbox, and his bike is 47.2 inches in height and 87.6 inches in length, or 2,225 millimeters if you keep track that way. In fact, Chia, he's self-employed. He works on air cons. So this is what he does on his weekends. He won the 750 cc championship in Johor in '92. In fact, he has taken the lead. Ryuto now falling 1 point, or check that, 0.17 seconds behind. So the unfamiliar place for Ryuto in second place right now is Chia making his move. Kelvin Chia in all black, pushing back the Japanese rider. But anybody's race right now. A lot of differences between these bikes, in fact. Remember, it is an open competition, so any size bike goes. Obviously, you don't want to go too far down in size. For instance, a 125 or a 250 probably would not get it done. Track much too quick for that. Ryuto still in second place. Esmond in third place. So the three experts taking control of this race right now. As these novice riders, a lot of them getting lapped, but there is your leader, Kelvin Chia, just doing a fine job taking these corners. That's where he has gotten the advantage on Kyoto right now, or Ryuto. And I'll tell you what, it is going to be a fabulous finish here. But right now, it looks like Chia has extended his lead a little bit. There's a second place rider right there, and yes, confirmation there. 2.062 difference. So Kelvin Chia has come out of second place, made his move on Ryuto, and has a commanding lead right now. Esmond, the other expert, slipping back to fourth place, being passed by a novice rider, number 67, leading the pack right there, all in black. The Black Knight. And you can see the riders strung out all around the raceway at the moment. Well, a little bit more information on these bikes. As we said, most of them, all of them, in fact, are fuel injected. But some of the bikes I've noticed here are 400 cc's, some of them 500 cc's. Confirmation of where we are right now with Chia in the lead and Ryuto in second place. Esmond getting back into third place, and the rest of the riders right now hanging on for dear life. And there is your leader. He's not holding on for dear life. He has a lead, and he is stretching it over our second place rider right now, Kimura Ryuto, again, who won heats number 1 and 2. But a lot more traffic to deal with today. Chia is really showing what he can do, the 36-year-old who has a whole lot of experience as well. Been riding for 20 years. Chia over 2 seconds, almost 2.1 second lead. All right, we'll be right back after this break. Don't go away.
Shot.
Welcome back. You're watching sizzling Supermoto at the Heat 1 of the Supermoto Open Championship Round 3. Leading the pack are Kelvin Chia and Kimura Ryuto from Japan. And we are on lap 11 now. Now the novices, Salonen and Mohamed Rizal Kabut and Adam Shaw has moved up to third place now for the novice group. And what an experience for these novices to get to race actually with the experts. All it's going to do is help their game, that is for sure. Chia, Ryuto, Esmond, those are your three experts. And we talked about the novices just a moment ago. And there is your leader right there, Kelvin Chia, who continues to extend that lead. And more novices on your ticker right there. Kelvin Chia has just really taken this heat by storm. Just decimating the field. I am surprised he had such an easy time with Ryota, but that is a fact. Ryota. And there is a rider down there. Well, let's look at the current race results. Chia, lap 13, and look at the lead he's got over Ryota, 4.9 seconds. 4.9 seconds now. And he's extended that steadily as the evening has worn on. Disappears behind that tabletop on the other course, but right now just getting through this in a hurry as a rider string out. What a beautiful side here in Tuas. All these riders getting around. And there is the lonely figure of number 69. This is after lap 10 now. Chia continuing to lead. Ryota holding on to second place. Wide lead, in fact, over Esmond. Sullivan in first. Kabat, Shaw, Faisal, and Mirwan. The top five for the novice field. But it is this man right here. 20 years worth of racing experience, and he has used it well today. So unless something very, very funny happens, this is going to be your winner in the mixed expert novice category. Again, 250cc champion in 96 and 97, and the 600cc champion 96, 97. So obviously 96, 97, and 98, great years for Kelvin Chia. And confirmation, he has won. Kelvin Chia, first place. He will be followed by number 16, Ryota. So the two guys shake hands. It was very close. In fact, Ryota enjoyed the lead for a while, but Chia asserting himself. So those are your point totals. Kelvin Chia, 2-second lead. Well, check that, about a 0.3 of a second lead over Miura, and he basically pulled up a little bit. All right, but Salihin, 45.227, followed by Ritzel, a pretty close race there. Shaw finishing third, and then Kelvin Chia, and so on. Soon Wei Hong. Esmond, well, he amasses 20 points in the expert field. And some more of the finishers right there. Kabut was in second place earlier on, and he scores 22 points today, but it's Salihin who gets the 25 points. All right, we're going to throw to an interview, and we're not going to have time to say much, but so goodbye from here before we talk to some of the finishers.
Feel happy, feel excited, and today's race is a bit not as tough as before. So I mean, most of my competitors are not here today, so I'm still trying to ride my best, but it's not the best today. Oh, basically, 69, he's a very good rider, but just that his bike is not as powerful as mine. So I'm trying to do some tricks. So that's why the initial lap, I try to tail him because I can overtake him anytime. Because of my machines are more powerful, so I try to tail him for a while. And after that, because of Mac Buckers is coming about, that's why I decided to overtake and go all the way. Oh yes, I'm looking forward to hit 2. Hopefully I finish the race safely and go back, happily and all this. And I hope that to see more competitors coming to these sports, because I find racing in a circuit is a lot safer than racing on the road. So it's better that come to the track, practice.
Happy that my bike works today, tire go well, the weather is well, everything is fine today so far. The gap, 20 seconds is a very big gap, even 1 second is very big in racing. Yeah, so there's a lot of things to work for me to go up to expert.
In the Singapore Easy Championship Supermoto Round 3. He's excited.
Bikes are more interesting than cars. The adrenaline is different than cars.
He's confident.
My bike is the original built for the track.
And he's sure he will win.
My bike is quite powerful, so it's easy to ride.
Find out if he will, only on Sling HD.
Virtual warfare in high definition.
They are dominating.
Expert category with 20 points. Well, what about the novices? Salihin with 25 points, Cabot checking in with 22, and Shaw with 20 points. So Singapore's Easy Supermoto Championship Round 3 Supermoto Heat number 2. As we get ready for this jam-packed action. It's a crossover or evolution of motocross and road racing. The motorcycles are frequently customized combinations of off-the-road motorcycles and, of course, some road racing rims and tires known as Supermoto bikes. Look at the point system. First place picks up 25 points, 22, 20, 18, 5th through 10th. 1 point separating them, and also down to 11th and 12th. And if you had the misfortune of finishing the 16th, well, sorry, you get no points as the race official gets ready to talk to these racers. There's Salihin right there, winner of the novice category before. Ryoto, you can see there in the background, finishing second. Look at the point total right now. Kelvin Chia with 128 points. Eric Chia with 104. And we look at the novice category. Salihin has been dominant, amassing 130 point. Cabot in second, 110, and that's just how they finished in heat number 1. Musa, Marwan, and down the leaderboard to 10th, Robana with 38 points. Here are the rules. Maximum of 15 bikes, the best timing and qualifying determined starting grid position. Riders need to complete 15 laps in each heat. Of course, they do get a warm-up lap before each heat. Trophies are going to be awarded to places 1st through 5th for all these competitors. So those are your rules. All right, the riders getting ready off of their warm-up lap, approaching the grids now. And we will be starting action in just a minute. There is Ryoto in the familiar orange, number 69. Some of the other riders here getting ready too, but all eyes on both Ryoto and Kelvin Chia. Esmond is the expert, as is Chia and Ryoto. The rest of the guys are novices, so similar or the same rules even as heat number 1, Noor Faisal. And look at number 146, the guy to watch the novice category, Salihin, Mohammed Saladin. Shaw finished 3rd last time. Mirwan, well, he didn't do so well, and Omar didn't even finish, so another chance for that gentleman today to get back into the thick of things, but we're just about ready to start here in the second of our heat, round number 3. Remember, 25 big points on go right now, and just sort of creeping up to the line. They will be getting some last minute instructions. Any minute there, they'll be revving their bikes. It is an open category, so you have a couple different sizes of bikes here. That is number 13, Saeed Gaddafi, another novice. And here they are just about ready to take off. And they are off. Flag goes down, and off they go again. And let's see if it is a familiar type start as it was last time. Remember last time, Chia let Ryoto take the lead, and it looks like the same sort of thing is happening right now. Remember, Esmond is the number 3 expert rider in this race, and there's Ryoto off to a start. Chia last time, if you remember the interview, said that he thought that he was never in trouble even when he was trailing early on in the race. He feels his bike is much more powerful than Ryoto's and served him to good effect when he snatched lead about midway through the race in the last heat, and never looked back, winning by a very wide margin, surprisingly, over Ryoto, who previously had won heats 1 and 2. Right now, the riders just stringing along. A little bit too early to tell amongst these novices. But Salihin, obviously the cream of the crop. He is the leader. But Shaw, another guy to look out for. He's also a very good rider. And don't forget Cabot, number 11. who finished second last time and is second overall in the points lead. But right now we're looking at the expert category, and that is Ryota with the early lead, with Chea certainly right on his tail and just basically in great position to pass at any moment that he wants to. Look at him go. Ryota has to be worried about that, and Chea, well, thought he would take him right there, but he's still biding his time, and whoa, you saw Ryota there. A little bit of a slide. Shaw in fourth right now. Ben Amar climbing up to fifth place. That's good for him. And the rest of the novice riders, Merwan in 10th right now. So Ryota, anxious moment there for him. Just for a second. Chea was going to pass him on the inside, it looked like, but thought better of it and just hung back. Great looking picture of the two leading riders right there here in Tuas, Singapore's specially made track for this competition. And you can see the infield where the other track is. All right, Ryota in the lead by a sliver, 0.189 seconds over Chea. Esmond, 2.39 seconds back. Salihin, the leading novice, in back of those three right now. So starting off just as it finished last time. We said before, what a great thrill for these novices to get on the same track as the experts. But right now in the early going, it is Ryota setting the pace, and Chea just hanging in there right on his tail. No hurry, a long way to go. Remember, these guys got to go 15 laps before they do finish. And there they are right there. That's after 4 laps. Ryota, Chea, Esmond, Salihin, that familiar figure. Faisal jumping up to number 2. Cabot pushed back to 3. Adam Shaw in 4th. That could change. We have 11 grueling laps to go here. Nice weather. Again, we have been blessed with some super weather during these 2 heats. Not too hot, but Ryota has to be worried about the heat here in Singapore. Although he's lived here since 2001. Remember, he took a 7-year hiatus. You can see the skies are partly cloudy, but I guarantee you inside those suits, it is very hot. All right, lap 5 now, and Chea 0.2 of a second back, but plenty of time to go. We're going to step back. We'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back. You've seen how Kevin Chea had overtaken Kimura Ryota to assume the first spot in the Supermoto Championship Round 3. It's been a really tight race between these two experts today. Salihin in lap 5. 3 seconds back him, Faisal, and then Mohammed Cabot in 3rd place. That is in the novice category. But right now, there is your leader, Chea, who has taken the lead much like he did in heat number 1. And Ryota really seemingly not much he can do about it. There he is right there. He's got to be a full second back now. There is confirmation. Kelvin Chea, number 67, with the lead. Salihin tightening his grip in the novice category. Cabot not being able to overtake Faisal in the number 2 spot. Shaw being pushed back to 4th. Latif out and Merwan. Musa and Robana has dropped back to last place, number 100. But still, these riders stringing out across this course, and that's where it can get dangerous if you are an expert rider. A little bit unpredictable some of these novice riders are. But not this guy right here. He is all business, number 67. Look at him take that corner. Very powerful bike of his. Confirmation in lap 7, a 2.31 differential between Chea and Ryota. Esmond 9.8 seconds back, so doesn't seem to be a factor in this race either, as he was not really in heat number 1. You can see where the sand has spilled out into the tarmac. That's something these riders are going to have to pay attention to. You momentarily lose your grip, and that could be the difference between spilling or sliding. Another rider might be able to slip in, and Rialto really putting the pedal to the metal, just trying very hard to get Chia, but Chia just seems to be invincible. And here we go after lap 8. They are going fast and furious. Chia very, very relaxed now, coming up that tail end of novice riders. He's going to have to weave his way in between them. There is your second place rider, Rialto. Not accustomed to having somebody ahead of him, at least in the first 2 heats of the other category. And that was before the novices were included. And not accustomed to the skill of Kelvin Chia, who has been just awesome in both of these heats thus far. Rialto. There's the Black Knight, number 67, Kelvin Chia. They are lap 9 finish now, and extending his lead over Rialto, 3.271 seconds. Amazing. Esmond 13 seconds back, so essentially a two-man race. And in fact, Silihan has been lapped by the experts. But again, good opportunity here for the novices to see what it's all about, racing with some of the best that Singapore has to offer here in Tuas, an especially built track. There's a good shot of Rialto cornering right there. Great agility, great balance on the bike, and there is your leader right there, Kelvin Chia, the 36-year-old who started his career winning the Superbike Championships held in Johor. Now that was on aboard a 750cc bike in 1992. He came back on some smaller bikes, a 250cc, and he was champion there in 96 and 97. Then moved up to 600cc category in that same year. Competitively racing for 20 years. Also likes extreme sports, and apparently a hot fan of the 4x4 four-wheel drives as well. So motorsports are his thing. He's also nicknamed the Crazy Rider. All right, there is your lap total, 2.162 difference. We're going to step away, take a break, and we'll be right back for more action. Don't go away. Welcome back. You're watching Wheels on Sling HD. We're nearing the final of the heat number 2 of the Supermoto Championship Open Round 3. As we said before, Kelvin Chia clearly in the lead with Rialto in second position amongst the expert riders. For the novices, familiar name Mohammed Salahan is still at the top of the pack, followed by Faisal and Kabat. So Shaw still languishing in 4th place there. Faisal stepping it up. He wasn't in the top 3 in the first heat, but now he's come storming back for the novices. This is after lap number 12. Chia, Rialto, and Esmond. Esmond, number 2, really has not been a factor in the experts. They go around that turn, and look at the balance displayed by Chia. Wow. In fact, it is Rialto who is called the Crazy Rider. Crazy Rider, and Chia continues to make up ground on these novice riders, passing them, lapping them, some for the second time. Therein is the difference. You can see the way these novice riders corner as opposed to the experts, very tentatively going around these corners and making way for the experts as they come through. All right, after 13 laps, 3.231 differential between Chia and Rialto. So unless Chia has a disastrous finish, it looks like he is going to win not only heat number 1, but heat number 2 as well. So he will be a happy hunter. And things have certainly gotten complicated for Rialto, who Was able to amass a lot of points in Heat 1 and Heat 2, but hasn't made any headway at all against Kelvin Chia, the 36-year-old with this wealth of experience in Southeast Asia, mainly in Singapore and Johor. He goes across the border to ply his trade from time to time. There were some of the novices being lapped again by Kelvin Chia. 500cc bike of his. Gearbox has 5 speeds, as most of these do. He was also the Aprilia RS 125 champion, by the way, in 1997 and 98. We failed to mention that. He's got a flip-on exhaust, fully stocked. So it's really taking care in selecting his bike. Single cylinder, twin cam engine, 4-stroke, fuel injected. Awesome bike, and there is confirmation. The winner, Kelvin Chia, in heat number 2. Supermoto novice heat number 2 winner, Mohammed Salihin. So a repeat winner in both the expert category and the novice category here in Tuas. Kelvin Chia, never any doubt, once he got past Ryota, he just did nothing but widen his lead over the Japanese racer, who had some early success but really ran up against a brick wall. And little celebratory high wheel there for Kelvin, certainly deserving it. Gosh, it must be hot inside that black suit. All right, confirmation of our finals right here. Kelvin Chia, 43.194. That's his best time. Kimura Ryota, best time of 44.200. Esmond well back with 44.297. Salihin, 45.45 or 591. That happened in lap number 2. Faisal Kabut Shah ends up in 4th place. And here are the point totals after round 3, heat 2. Big lead by Chia. Eric Chia in 2nd place. Renora way down on the list. Salihin is running away with this competition. 155 points. Kabut in 2nd with 130. He finished 3rd today. And on down the leaderboard, Vincent Lee, 49 points. Really wasn't a factor today. And Mohammed Faisal finishing 2nd today. All right, that's going to do it. We're going to have to say goodbye because we're going to kick over to an interview. Hope you enjoyed it. Over to the interview now.
Feeling same as happy as is it, and as what I said just now, my competitors is not running a very good bike. Mine is the original build for the track, and it's a Supermoto setup, and the brakes are all so much improved, the calipers improved, and the engines are so much improved because I'm using the latest fuel injection on the engine, and it's a Husqvarna SMR510, and the Japanese are using the dual-purpose street bike, the DRZ, where the Japanese, they design it for normal running from point A to point B. The Japanese is a good rider, but just that he needs a more powerful engine and a better bike. I've been racing for almost 20 years since I passed my motorcycle license. Then I went into a dirt bike, then eventually went to motocross in Malaysia. Then after motocross, I went into road bike in Pasir Gudang. So I raced many classes, 125, 250, 750, 1000, you name it, 600. I race any bike you name it, I race. As long as the sponsor give me any bike, I'll race. Bikes are more interesting than cars because bikes, your knee get lean on the ground and you feel the ground and all this, and you get lower, and the adrenaline is different than cars. Hopefully these races are more recognizable, then more people will know about this place and this race, then hopefully it goes out to everybody in Singapore around the corner. Then we try to build up this race to have more people coming in. Then more people means sponsorship will come in, then the TV will come in, then everything's successful. That's my wish.
It's a good bike setup. Good tires, good pressure, good weather. Good sleep, good rest, good race. Doing race 1 was better than race 2. Maybe due to the heat and all. But after all, I'm happy because I did both first race and second race came in first. So I'm happy. What I wish is all these people will come support the motor scenes, the local scenes in Singapore, instead of going over where we got the track here. Maybe can throw some money into the track, do it better pit, better grandstand and stuff. SBK, why not? It'll be fun. Maybe by then I'll be there to be the support race in Superbike.
Alright.